B96, it's the Jay and Julian Morning Show. What a special guest we have with us today.
So excited.
Can we call him Young Homie?
Yeah!
Chris Rene is in the house! Mr. X Factor, Mr. Chris Rene, man, let me tell you, first of all, yo, I was pulling for you so hard at X Factor, man. I wanted you to win that joint.
He called you from the beginning.
I called it. I called it.
Yeah,
I
did. You were
did.
gonna make it far. And
I
you
did.
Thank you.
But how you been, man?
Incredible, incredible. I mean, since the day I got off the show, I've been like with LA Reid's like, all right, so tomorrow you're gonna go to the studio and start recording, like day after the show.
Just like that.
It's non-stop since then, non-stop. We got like 4 more songs till the CD's done. So.
Unbelievable. So, Chris, for those who don't really know your story from X Factor, can you go into a little bit what your life was like maybe 5 years ago and then the difference today?
Okay, here we go. Hold up. I'm trying to figure this out. Okay. I'm from a small town called Santa Cruz in California, Northern California. I grew up playing punk music since I was 12 years old, got into the music scene, was inspired by my grandfather, was a songwriter. He wrote Rockin' Robin, and the Jacksons sang that, Bobby Day sang that. My grandfather was friends with Louis Armstrong. He also wrote his theme song called Sleepy Time Down South. So I come from a musical background. You know, unfortunately, I got into drugs at early age, became addicted to alcohol, and just got crazy, just loco, straight up. And went through that life, learned a lot of things, did a lot of things. It was mostly negative. So after a while, I tried to get clean and sober, and I tried a couple times, and I failed. About 11 months ago, I almost lost my life. I was, you know, doing what I was doing. I got in a car accident, and went to the hospital. I made a decision to, you know, go to rehab, from the hospital straight to rehab. I mean, music's the only thing that, like, kept me alive. I feel like, you know, my family, they love me, raised me great. I have kids, and I just realized, I was like, what am I doing to my family and my friends and to my kids? Like, this is not what a good person does, you know, this is not.
So what made you try out for the X Factor?
Randomly, I saw in the newspaper, I saw a guy named James Durbin, and he's a rocker from American Idol.
Yeah, that's
He's
right,
from Santa
James
Cruz.
Durbin.
Yeah.
That was the wild dude. Yeah, he was crazy.
Yeah, he's from my town, and I saw it, and I said, well, if he can do it, then I can do it. And that's what happened. Got an email from X Factor. They're like, anyone can try out from age 12 to like 112. So I was like, okay, I'm 28. Let's do this. I got out of rehab 70 days out, and I went to the audition in Seattle in front of Simon Cowell and L.A. Reid, Paul Abdul, and Nicole. And, you know, I went out there and I did my own song. You know, everyone else is doing cover songs, right? And I'm like, nah, there's no way I can do this. I have to do my own song. I was actually not going to go last year, but I talked to the people there, and I'll come if I could do my own song. And they're like, okay, well, we want you to come. And, you know, thank you, God. Amen. That's why, I mean, I feel so blessed.
Man, it's
the
just,
whole journey's been crazy.
It's crazy to see you here because, I mean, we're some of the people who are literally texting your number for you to win during X Factor. Is it hard to... Yeah, of course, no, of course. Is it hard to tell that story again? I mean, I'm sure you go on interviews all over the country and you have to retell some of the things that happened in your past. Is it hard to tell that again?
No, it's good because, like, maybe I'll inspire someone else to, like, do something good with their life.
That's what's up. The X Factor's Chris Rene hanging out with us. You had that past with the Jacksons, of course, Rockin' Robin, the production past, musical past. Now, in the future, what's coming up for Chris Rene? Is there an album on the way? Is there? I mean, what do we need to know?
Okay. All right. Here's what's going on. I'm recording in the studio with amazing songwriters and producers, like the people that I dreamed of working with. It's actually happening. It's reality now. So you can expect nothing but greatness from my first album. And you know, L.A. Reid's fully hands-on. Simon Cowell's listening. He's like, this is a yes. You know, this is great. Let's do this. So guaranteed, like for me, I'm not gonna put anything out that I don't love 100%. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be inspiring. It's gonna be a lot of real stuff on there.
Sure, Michelle, do you have any questions? I mean, we were X Factor fans.
I know.
Do you have any, like, questions about the show? Because we have somebody here who is actually on the show that we need to find out some things about.
I'm wondering wondering for you, what's been the most surreal part? Because we saw Rihanna, like all over you, like loving you.
That's right.
And you know, getting to meet Simon Cowell. What's been the most surreal part of the whole thing?
There's like 200 surreal parts, and they're all the most.
Yeah.
Definitely when I got to L.A. Reid's house in the Hamptons.
Was that really?
Is that really his house?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was his house.
Oh man, that's crazy.
Look, here's what they didn't show on the cameras were everywhere, but we went in. He's like, I got a special guest, Judge. Should I bring her out? Or like, I don't know if he said her. I'm gonna bring him out, and then Rihanna came out, and I was like, she came out, and I was just shocked for like a minute. I was just like, if you watch that part of the show like on YouTube. I stepped back. I just stepped. I almost fainted. And that's weird. That's weird because it wasn't because like she's pretty or you know. It was just because of what she's done and what she does and everything about her. You know what I mean? It's not just the looks or the outside, but it was powerful. And so after that, he took us through his house. We went all the way through, and we went to his music room. Yeah. And he has a drum set, and then Marcus Canty got on the drums. And LA's like, okay, Astro, spit a rap. Boom. He starts rapping right then and there. He's like, all right, Chris, sing a hook. Boom. So we were on the spot and just flowing, just went. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So there's so many moments like that weren't they captured, but that wasn't on the show.
I mean, there were so many really intense moments on that show. Was it as intense in real life as what we were seeing on TV?
Even more, yeah.
Really?
On that stage. You know what I mean? Like, being there and, I mean... When they capture someone, like, before you go out and sing, when they capture the story, for me, my story's been pretty different than everyone else on the show. And, like, they captured it perfectly. They just, you know, when it comes to everything that has happened for me, and they put it perfect. I was, like, blown away. I couldn't really look up at the screen and watch it because it's so emotional for me. I'm like, okay, get ready to sing. Don't forget your lyrics and go. Yeah. So, you know, it was definitely intense.
One of the best parts, I think, of the X Factor for me is that when they throw you out there, it's like you're a real art. Like you've been doing this for 10 years. They have dancers with you. You have this whole band and lights and lasers. What was that like for you? Especially the first couple times you went out on stage.
That was weird. Because, you know, I wasn't used to that. I mean, I played shows and stuff, but me and my homies, we would play shows. We didn't have, like, girls dancing and, like, choreographed anything. We just go out there and felt it. So it was very different, and you know, had the lighting and the lasers. You know, you felt like you're at the MTV Music Awards, like, and you're putting on a show. Like that's what that is. That's rehearsal for doing that type of stuff. Hoping we make it there. You know what I mean? And we put in the work, and people like it just enough so it could happen to be there one day. But like, we got a chance to do that. You know, when they do shows like that, you know, what do they call it? The Music Awards or whatever, you have to go out there and perform, and it's live. But we did that like every week.
Every week, yeah.
So I got good practice.
Yeah.
Good practice.
And, go ahead.
No, did you end up bonding with anybody specifically on the show? You seem to be pretty close with Marcus.
Yeah.
Who else were you really cool with on the show?
I mean, Josh Cratchit.
Cratchit, yeah.
You know, Marcus is cool, Astro, Rachel Crow, you know, Melanie, and Drew. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, they're all, everyone I met there was super cool. And, you know, yeah, it was awesome.
When you heard about the whole shakeup with the judges, were you surprised by that?
Yeah, I was.
Yeah.
You never know what to expect, though, because Simon Cowell's, you know, he's doing what he's doing, and you never know what movie he's going to make next, especially now after doing that. What's going to happen? Who's he going to hire? Arnold Schwarzenegger?
It could be anybody.
That would be cool. I mean, Flavor Flav, I've been seeing it. That would be so
Why Flav?
Come on,
yeah.
Really? As a judge.
That would
or
be,
a host, I mean.
It would be interesting.
Flavor
Flav.
That'd be so tight.
You know what? It's not up to us, so, you know, maybe that'll happen.
Yeah.
Chris Rene from the X Factor, the first season. So many questions. You know, one of my favorite parts of the show also was when you did your other original song, Where Do We Go From Here? What a beautiful song. I was blown away by that song. I mean, how many songs do you have written right now?
Very, very, very much.
Really?
A lot of songs. I got a lot, bro.
You also did a reggae joint, didn't you? Didn't you do the
Bob Marley.
The Bob Marley one, of
Yeah,
course.
that's
So you
right.
represented for my folks. I'm
Yeah.
Jamaican, of
Yeah.
course. So, all right. So that one. See, I was a big fan of Chris Rene. So
I know he loved you, Chris.
yeah.
Thank
so
you.
it's definitely dope to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
I hope you like the CD when it comes out.
Well, tell us about the CD. What can we find on it?
Oh man, I can't reveal too much information. That's secret right now. You know what I mean? But like, I mean, it's gonna be. I don't know if I can say this, but it's gonna be badass. You know what
Oh,
I'm
you
saying?
can say that. Yeah.
Beep. Yeah, it's gonna be beep and tight and everything. It's gonna be super good. I mean, what can I say? We're putting in work, and I'm speaking from my heart. And I don't know, music is a special thing, and I have a great relationship with music. So I hope to share that with you guys, and you guys bump that in your cars when you're riding
Oh,
around.
we definitely will.
Okay, good.
One of the few people on these shows who I could say definitely speaks from his heart. So we got a lot of support for you. Chris, there's a little show here in Chicago we call the B96 Pepsi Summer Bash.
Oh?
Yeah, and just a couple tens of thousands of people will be there and stuff.
It's a few.
Just letting you know, if you ever feel like you want to do a little performance or something, Chicago would love to see you there.
That'd be my honor. I'd be honored to do that. Yeah.
Here it is.
This music here like an overture. She's the only one. Yeah, yeah. And so I roll with her. Ooh, that's how it's supposed